EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. Check X3. 218, chop. Hey, 2.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this one complete to Smith. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
58, Mike. Hey, Charlie. 58, right? Go. Mike, 58, right there. Check right, check right. 5.
They'll look to throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return, and the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Check 9, check 9. Check 50, check 50. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
First carry now for David Montgomery. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Rabbit. Watch safety creep. Hey, 18. Safety creeping. Sponge.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
You draw Porter. He's checking. Crack. Check 13. Slap.
On third down, McLeod, and he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
Here we go. Set. 70. Indy. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Get up.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here's a
2nd and 7. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Two first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Hey, Delta.
2nd and 11. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Hey, exit. Yep. Hey, defense, let's go. Ready.
Back to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Leonard Floyd in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now the second down throw on target. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
180. 950. Check. Ran. Check. Shoot. Kill. Play it.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll look to set up his blockers. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Leonard Floyd, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
180. Record.
Now Trubisky back into his end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against his zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And taken at the 46. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down. When they're that backed up, you've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down leads to 1st and 10. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Making the stop there, Daniil Hunter.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 36. 1:50 left to go in the second quarter. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
High 7. Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. On second down now, it's Cook. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Wahoo! Now!
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Looking to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. 58 for Mike. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And Diggs has it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The results for them so far, not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hey, look. Hey, 18. 94 is the mark. Here we go. Check. Crunch.
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Come on, 180! I got one. Watch left. Lock in. Hey. You got 3. 3 down. Hatchet. Shit.
Looking to throw. Trubisky on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. It's Trubisky again. Flush to his right. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch tight. Tight is right. 3 down. Hey, watch that. 36.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. pass is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Hey, Echo.
58's the mic. 58's the mic.
2nd and 13. Open here, Adam Thielen. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
30 base. Bravo.
58, boy. 58. 58, Mike. Watch QB drop.
Hey.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
5.
Check curls.
Ready?
Now back to throw. It's caught. Smith. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's get this.
Go.
Mike, 58. 58's Mike. Let's go, Heavy. Let me what you got. What you got, Heavy?
Go.
What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time, because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. The 2 F's.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Watch the edge. Check 99.
Hey, ball.
Now Trubisky to throw. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses.
Okay, ready?
It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They start the drive with Cook. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Bring it.
Look at me. Zipper.
Watch twist. Hey, 58 is a mic. Go 58.
Go. On the ball. 5.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
6 guys. Check 6 down.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Cohen. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Now it's Trubisky. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Muscles him off. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 78 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly,
skyrocketed.
right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Back now at Soldier Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's stopped right there. 4 down, check, 4 down.
Throwing here, Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now Trubisky to Cohen out of the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. But now it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Again, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Trubisky will throw. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on first down, Trubisky. That's complete to Robinson. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. Trubisky's throw into the hands of Burton. Give him a couple on the catch at 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now it's Trubisky. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. It's our field.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cannon. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
58, boys, 58. 58's Mike.
Hey, Foxtrot.
It's our time.
Snap.
They'll set up to throw. And that's caught by Smith. 9 yards on the play and a 1st down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Muhammad, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
61, matchbox lights. Hey, ready?
They go again with Muhammad. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
15 line. Hey, Charlie. Topper.
You got tight right there.
Hit it.
Back to throw. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line.
Set, ready, 50, plant. Hey, Delta.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Minnesota, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.